Clandestinely concealed in this Hollywood classic is a prophetic prediction about the events of September 11th.
Doc! I have to tell you about the future! I have to tell you about the future!
Our first clue, the clock in the background secretly depicts the number 9/11, with the hour hand occupying the 9th window and the minute hand resting in the 11th window. Marty is desperately yelling, "I have to tell you about the future," while the clock says 9/11. And what is Marty trying to warn Doc about? A terrorist attack.
Dear Dr. Brown, on the night that I go back in time, you will be shot by terrorists.
He is warning about this attack, which won't occur until decades in the future.
Holy shit!
The terrorist ambush occurs here, in the parking lot of the Twin Pines Mall. Of the multitude of names that this scene could have had, why is it called the Twin Pines Mall? It will soon become clear that this scene is supposed to represent September the 11th. Twin is a reference to the Twin Towers. And when we look closely, we can see that the clock at this scene also says 9/11. Both of these clocks veil a code for September the 11th, the first appearing during the warning of the attack, and the second appearing during the attack itself. And to even hammer the point home, here at the Twin Pines Mall, we are shown 2 more clocks, and both of them also display the barely hidden value 9/11.
You will be shot by terrorists.
So all of these 9/11s are on clocks, because 9/11 is more than just a number. It's a time, a specific time in history, a date. It appears on clock after clock, while Marty frantically warns about an impending event in history. These clocks are denoting the date of that event, while terrorists are attacking. And what about these terrorists? Because terrorists can come in many forms, look any different way, be from any part of the world. But these terrorists happen to share the same ethnic roots as the alleged 9/11 hijackers, and stage their ambush at the Twin Pines Mall. We can be certain that Twin is made to represent the Twin Towers, because after the terrorist attack occurs, the word twin is removed. Prior to the terrorist attack, there are twin monuments. After the terrorist attack, there is only one monument. There are no more twin towers, twin monuments, twin pines. They're gone. And a single monument takes their place. The single monument now at Ground Zero is the One World Trade Building. The twins are gone, and the lone, or one, now stands. It is incontrovertible that this film is riddled with 9/11 symbolism. But symbolism aside, what if there was a literal depiction of the Twin Towers that showed them collapsing? This in fact does occur in the movie. We will see it at Marty McFly's future house.
I don't believe it. I live in Hilldale. This is great. Way to go.
Marty, stay here. Change clothes. If I need you, I'll holler.
Oh, come on, Doc. I want to check out my house.
Please.
What happened to Grandpa? Oh, throw his back out again.
How's Granddad's little pumpkin?
It is at this residence where we will be introduced to a scene so prophetic that it will turn our entire worldview completely upside down. As are all other clues in this movie, the Twin Towers are discreetly hidden. You can only spot them by intently analyzing the background.
I can't believe this window's still broken. Well, when the scene screen repairman...
So it's official that in this movie littered with 9/11 symbolism, the Twin Towers themselves managed to make a secret appearance. And we know that the Twin Towers' presence is not an accident, because the rest of Manhattan Island also takes shape in this scene with the Statue of Liberty. Why is it here at all, and why is it hidden? Why would the director be compelled to hide a replica of Manhattan Island here in the McFly's living room? First, we should keep in mind that this movie surrounds a Middle Eastern terrorist attack with symbolic 9/11s, so the mere fact that the Twin Towers themselves also appear in this film is indescribably alarming. But it's not just their appearance that's alarming. If we alter our perspective by turning the scene upside down, we can illuminate what is being expressed. The towers are falling. It would solidify our point if there were justification for viewing this scene upside down. But can we think of any reason at all why we should be motivated to look at this scene from an inverted perspective, revealing the Twin Towers falling down? In the entire 3-part series of Back to the Future, there is only one cameo ever made by an upside-down human being, and it is in this scene. This is the only time an upside-down character will ever be viewed, and it's for a reason. We are being instructed to observe the event from his perspective. The secret architecture of this sequence of events is so carefully woven. Even the audio is spot on. Listen to what Lorraine McFly says just as she clicks the remote to trigger the Twin Towers collapse.
I can't believe this window's still broken. Broken.
How obvious does this have to become? The following sequence of events is centered around Marty attempting to issue a warning about terrorist attacks. First, he tries to tell Doc about the attack.
Doc, about the future.
Doc won't listen. Then, he tries to write Doc a letter.
Dear Dr. Brown, you will be shot by terrorists.
Doc tears it up.
To accept the responsibility!
He tries to voice it to him,
In that case, I'll tell you straight out!
but is interrupted. He tries to yell the warning from the top of his lungs.
Doc! I have to tell you about the future!
When it all fails, he continues hatching schemes to warn about the terrorist attack.
Damn it, Doc, why did you have to tear up that letter? I could just go back early and warn him.
The blatant, overwhelming theme here is that someone is screaming from the top of their lungs to watch out for this pending terrorist attack.
I could just go back early and warn him.
And finally, when Marty's last plan goes into action, he ignites an astounding pyrotechnic proclamation that unmistakably spells out the digits 911. Someone is screaming from the top of their lungs with all the creative capacity that they can muster to watch out for this future terrorist attack. On the street where we just saw 9/11 in blazing fire, the terrorists appear and go streaking by, on their way to the Twin Pines Mall, which is clad in more 9/11 warnings. 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. The film is crawling with 9/11s. But what is Back to the Future fundamentally about? It's about an individual who has foreknowledge of an amazingly unlikely event.
Unfortunately, you never know when or where it's ever gonna strike.
We do now.
A tower that is going to be struck down from the sky.
This is it.
This is a suspiciously perfect metaphor for 9/11. But Marty has foreknowledge regarding two events. One is a Middle Eastern terrorist attack, and the other is a tower being destroyed. It doesn't take the greatest of artistic imaginations to superimpose his two warnings. What are the chances that a movie displays all these 9/11s, and the plot of the movie is a prophecy about a tower being struck down, while Middle Eastern terrorists stage a surprise attack at a scene called Twin? And what are the chances that in that same movie, the director constructs a secret recreation of Manhattan Island that shows the Twin Towers falling? But how does Marty know about this tower being destroyed? He acquires this information about when and where the strike will happen via this flyer from this woman. Take a look in the background, where you'll see the actual, all-seeing eye of the Illuminati.
You never know when or where it's ever gonna strike.
We do now.